a six-time NBA champion, Michael Jordan.
Everyone thinks they know Michael Jordan. 6 rings, greatest of all time, be like Mike. We've heard it all before. But what if I told you that the real story of Jordan's dominance has been completely misunderstood? That behind the highlight reels and Nike commercials lies a more complex, more fascinating truth about what actually made him unstoppable.
Jordan with 2 seconds to go, puts it up, it's good! At the buzzer, Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago!
Today, we're breaking down the myths, exposing the realities, and revealing the specific moments that transformed a talented athlete into a basketball deity. We'll explore the strategic evolution that people ignore, the weaknesses he had to overcome, and the precise factors that separated him from every other superstar. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Jordan's greatness wasn't just about talent, it was about adaptation, timing, and a level of competitive calculation that most people never see. Ready to discover the real MJ? Let's dive in. Here's the first myth we need to destroy, that Michael Jordan was always dominant. The truth? For his first 6 NBA seasons, Jordan was basketball's most talented loser. Despite putting up video game numbers, 37 points per game in 1987 Defensive Player of the Year in 1988, he couldn't win when it mattered. The real Jordan story isn't about natural greatness, it's about strategic evolution. Early MJ was essentially a one-man highlight reel trapped in a team sport. He'd take impossible shots over triple teams while teammates stood open. Sounds familiar? Because this version of Jordan is exactly what critics say about players today. But here's what changed everything. Jordan didn't just get better teammates, he fundamentally rewired his approach to basketball. The transformation wasn't gradual, it was calculated and dramatic. Between 1990 and 1991, Jordan made 3 specific changes that turned him from superstar to dynasty builder. First, he physically transformed his body, adding 15 pounds of muscle to battle through contact. Second, he embraced the triangle offense, which forced him to trust teammates and play within a system. Third, and most importantly, he shifted his mindset from how can I dominate to how can we win. This wasn't just maturity, it was strategic genius.
Jordan trying to shake off Starks. Oh, what a move by Jordan!
Jordan recognized that individual brilliance had a ceiling, and he systematically broke through it. Another myth that needs addressing: Jordan dominated weak competition. This narrative is not just wrong, it's historically ignorant. The late 80s and 90s NBA was a defensive bloodbath that would make today's players cry. Consider this: Jordan's era featured the bad boy Pistons, who literally created rules to stop him through physical intimidation. The Knicks built an entire defensive identity around making basketball miserable. The Heat, Pacers, and Spurs all employed strategies that bordered on assault. These weren't just tough teams, they were specifically designed to neutralize Jordan's strengths. The Pistons' Jordan rules involved triple teaming him, sending him to the floor on every drive, and psychological warfare that would make today's players request trades. Yet Jordan didn't just survive this, he thrived. His 1991 playoff run wasn't just about basketball skill, it was about mental fortitude. When the Pistons walked off the court without shaking hands after being swept, it wasn't poor sportsmanship. It was the moment they acknowledged they couldn't break him.
I think the greeting is for the Pistons as they are headed off. Pistons wasting no time in getting out of here.
The competition wasn't weak, Jordan was just stronger. And here's the key: he got stronger not by avoiding challenges, but by studying them, adapting to them, and ultimately conquering them. Everyone talks about Jordan's clutch gene, but they're missing the real story. Jordan wasn't clutch because of some mystical DNA, he was clutch because he turned pressure situations into mathematical problems. Watch any Jordan game winner and you'll see something fascinating. He's not just reacting, he's calculating. The shot over Byron Russell in 1998 wasn't instinct. It was the culmination of years of studying Russell's defensive tendencies, understanding his own capabilities, and recognizing the perfect moment to strike.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead!
Jordan's clutch performance was systematic. He studied opponents' late-game habits, memorized referees' tendencies, and even calculated crowd noise patterns. When Reggie Miller was trash-talking in the Garden, Jordan wasn't getting emotional. He was gathering data about how Miller responded under pressure. The flu game is the perfect example. Everyone focuses on his heroic performance while sick, but the real story is strategic. Jordan recognized that his diminished physical state required different tactics. He conserved energy for crucial moments, picked his spots more carefully, and relied more heavily on positioning than athleticism. This wasn't about toughness, it was about adaptation. Jordan turned his weakness into a strategic advantage by forcing the Jazz to defend against a different version of himself. The biggest myth about Jordan? That he won alone. The reality is more complex. Jordan didn't just get better teammates, he created them. Consider Scottie Pippen's transformation. In 1990, Pippen was a talented but inconsistent player. By 1992, he was an all-star. By 1996, he was arguably the second best player in the NBA. This wasn't just natural development, it was Jordan's influence. But here's what's fascinating. Jordan didn't make Pippen better through encouragement or mentoring. He made him better through strategic pressure. Jordan would intentionally put Pippen in difficult situations during practice, force him to guard the team's best player, and create scenarios where Pippen had to succeed or be embarrassed. The same pattern repeated with Dennis Rodman. Most teams couldn't handle Rodman's personality. Jordan turned Rodman's chaos into a strategic weapon by giving him defined roles and clear expectations. Jordan didn't change Rodman, he channeled him. Steve Kerr's development is even more telling. Kerr wasn't naturally clutch, but Jordan created situations where Kerr had to become clutch.
He comes off, I'll be ready.
The 1997 final shot wasn't luck. It was the result of Jordan systematically building Kerr's confidence in pressure situations.
24. Here's Jordan. Did not have the shot. Kerr does.
Jordan didn't just lead through inspiration, he led through strategic development of his teammates' abilities. Here's something most people miss about Jordan. He was basketball's greatest psychological warrior. His trash talk gets all the attention, but his real weapon was mental manipulation. Jordan studied opponents like a chess grandmaster. He would identify their insecurities, their pressure points, their breaking points, and then systematically exploit them. The famous story about Jordan gambling with opponents before games wasn't about money, it was about getting inside their heads. Consider his approach to different player types. Against cocky players like Gary Payton, Jordan would engage in direct confrontation. Against quiet players like Tim Hardaway, he would use subtle intimidation. Against emotional players like Alonzo Mourning, he would create chaos to disrupt their rhythm. The stare down became Jordan's signature not because it looked cool, but because it was psychologically devastating. That look communicated, "I own this moment and you know it." Players would literally change their shot selection because of Jordan's presence. But the most brilliant aspect of Jordan's psychological approach was how he used it on his own teammates. He didn't motivate through positivity. He motivated through strategic pressure. When he punched Steve Kerr in practice, it wasn't anger, it was testing Kerr's resolve under pressure. The real secret of Jordan's dominance wasn't individual brilliance, it was perfect timing. The Bulls' championship runs coincided with a unique convergence of factors that may never be repeated. First, the triangle offense was perfectly suited to Jordan's evolving skill set. It maximized his strengths while minimizing his weaknesses, creating a system where his individual excellence enhanced team success rather than competing with it. Second, the supporting cast wasn't just talented, it was specifically complementary. Pippen handled the playmaking, Rodman controlled rebounding and defense, Kerr provided shooting, and Harper brought veteran leadership. Each piece served a specific function in Jordan's ecosystem. Third, the competition was strong enough to push Jordan, but not strong enough to overcome the Bulls' combination of talent and chemistry. Teams like the Jazz, Sonics, and Suns provided legitimate challenges without possessing the depth to sustain series-long battles. But the most crucial factor was Jordan himself reaching the perfect balance of physical ability and basketball intelligence. The early 90s, Jordan had enough athleticism to dominate physically, but enough experience to dominate strategically. The second three-peat was even more impressive because Jordan won while declining physically. This wasn't about being the best athlete anymore, it was about being the smartest competitor. So how good was Michael Jordan actually? The answer isn't found in statistics or ring counts, it's found in the specific combination of factors that made him unique. Jordan was the only player in NBA history who combined elite physical tools, strategic intelligence, psychological dominance, perfect timing, and the ability to elevate teammates while destroying opponents. He didn't just win, he won in a way that broke his opposition psychologically. The GOAT debate isn't really about Jordan versus other players, it's about Jordan versus the concept of perfection. He achieved something that transcends basketball. He became the standard by which greatness is measured across all sports. Modern players may be more athletic, more skilled, or more versatile, but none have combined all the elements of dominance the way Jordan did during those 6 championship runs. What aspects of Jordan's strategic evolution surprised you most? Are there lessons from his approach that could help today's superstars? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this deep dive into the real Jordan story opened your eyes to something new, smash that like button and subscribe for more myth-busting basketball analysis. We've got breakdowns of Kobe's psychological approach, LeBron's strategic evolution, and why the 90s Bulls would dominate today's NBA coming up next. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. And remember, greatness isn't just about talent, it's about how you use it. Until next time, keep questioning what you think you know about basketball history.